15 enemies with single explosion. Ooh, that could be kind of hard. Explorer is the easy way to do this. Wait. But... Oh yeah, Explorer. Okay, we're good. Alright, let's play Doctor Run. How's it going, everybody? Oh, it's my strategy for 1000 damage hit. I just crit with an SMG. DJ Mayhem, hey Dakota Breeze, hey Brainfist, hey Cotillion Paran, hey I don't like change. Ginger, hello, hey Veritable Quandary. Dakota Breeze, thanks for 5 months. I am doing quite well, buddy Dribble. Eliabon. Hey Sector Wolf, thanks for the 63 months. I guess Doctor specifically doesn't like attack speed because we start with 200% attack speed on our medical guns. Actually, hey Jean Bard, and I got a night. Doctor is, if you build medical guns, one of the easier characters in the game. And unlocks a very strong red item, so that's why we are doing Doctor as our first Danger 5 run. Sure. Mountains are lonely this weekend. Home Alone is pretty nice. What are you doing in the mountains? I have absolutely taken plus 10% enemies and bought 1 extra weapon, so, you know, we're gonna want to look into that at some point. Sorry, do medical guns have piercing? No. Why am I seeing the bullets go through the enemies? I guess I'm just seeing myself shoot at the same enemy twice. Terrible Quandary, thanks for the sub as well. Appreciate it. Live in the mountains, it is called being Norwegian. Fair enough. Oh, so many materials in those enemies. A whistle seems fine. Alright. We are cruising. Imagine wearing pants at home. Sometimes I wear pants at home. I always regret it. There are so many other options. Comfortable bathrobe. Full onesie. Perhaps a kilt. A lobster costume from last Halloween. I don't have cam on much these days because I've forgotten how to wear pants. It is certainly nice not to have to look good for anyone on the day-to-day. I think the simplest way of explaining it is nice for how your body looks to be something that belongs to you, not to other people. It's not like a huge deal though, either way. You're going as Christina Aguilera for Halloween. Alright. Good luck. I do not currently have a costume planned. These like crit, kind of. I already have 7% crit chance, sure. Honestly, this item's kind of bad for me. A bit more range is okay. The attack speed doesn't actually matter. I'm not sure that curse is actually good. Let's roll it. One of the reasons to buy range when you're building guns is that a decent number of the very good items for you have minus range on them. So like, even if I don't desperately need more range right now, like, it isn't awful. I would be getting more weapon uptime if I had more range. So it does do a little bit for me. But also, like, just later in the run, it's fairly likely that I'll want to take something that has minus range attached to it, and at that point, having the buffer on range is, like, even better. I love the intro to the song. You're listening to an internet radio station seated off of Royal Otis. We've unlocked a saver. Alright. Oh wow, that's a lot of crit. Suddenly all of the crit in the entire world. You ask what curse does. If you check out the spreadsheet that is linked in the title, that has some what is new in the DLC stuff, including an explanation of what curse does. It kind of does what you would expect being cursed to do. It makes the monsters stronger, it gives you stronger items. I feel like that's semantically what curse is. In all sorts of gaming. I guess not. I guess curse is often, like, it gives you stronger stuff, but there's some downside for you specifically, rather than the enemies getting an upside. You get a downside. Take one of those, take a mirror, take a speed. That's interesting. I think it's fine to buy this for like 3 armor and some other stuff too. I have 29% crit chance and have just gotten 2 hunting trophies. What? I mean, works for me. HG Forest. This is why I unlocked hunting trophy as a matter of course at the start of it all. Just like gonna deliberately let that spawn. Seems like my damage can handle it. I feel like curse is more upside than downside in this game. That's like pretty typical. If you're gonna make a mechanic, you want to make sure that people have incentive to interact with it. And a tentacle. I did not expect to be a crit doctor, but here we are. Suddenly, just so much money. Alright, so that wave, they made 114 materials. And I guess we will go from there. Do I want Frozen Heart? It has 5 crit chance on it. Oh wait, good enough for me. Frozen Heart's interesting. I don't think the base game has any items that make your weapons scale with other stats. It is conceptually a very powerful thing to put in the game, because there are weapons which attack very fast and have very poor flat damage scaling to compensate, right? Like, Flamethrower attacks very fast, but it doesn't deal very much damage, like hits for 1, and there's not really a practical way to make it hit for more than 1. But if you have an item in the game that makes it so your weapons scale off your elemental or your engineering, all of a sudden it actually is plausible to make a flamethrower hit for more than 1. We've reached the point where I can't clear the wave anymore. A bit concerning. This is not a horde wave, that was just wave 10. Okay, uh-oh. So, any damage? You know what, I'll take 3 armor. Good chance, yes. I am not going to take a crown, I don't have enough harvesting, and I have all of these, hunting trophies. And I have to be strong this wave? Well, hopefully that's enough. Oh my god, I did not realize that I had half killed the elite. Wow, okay. That was going a lot better than I thought it was. I didn't realize how many bullets I was putting into the elite there. That is why I was struggling to clear the other enemies. I had half killed an elite that hadn't died yet. Hey Cardos, good morning again. I'm gonna let this thing spawn. He's gonna be Brotato sweet. Pretty sweet game. New Wave 15 is the new Wave 9. Oh, that is a good item for us. Scene Shell is a new one. It makes me shoot an extra 3 projectiles every 5 shots, which means I now shoot 60% more projectiles total. Kind of a big deal. Depending on how many enemies those projectiles actually hit. That is kind of like just having 60% more damage. I found a 3rd hunting trophy. Huh? Is that allowed? Any major changes with the DLC since early access? Some. I haven't read the patch notes. I'm playing it for the first time, so I am not going to be able to tell you all of them, nor do I want to know all of them. Hey, Alexo! thought it was wave 13 that was like old wave 9. How'd I sleep? I slept a bit. Hey, bridge face. Sure. Sure. Guess I want that. I don't really know how important it is to upgrade my medical guns. It's probably good at this point. Can't be awful. I've had a whole day of doing nothing and quite enjoying it. Nice. It's nice to have a day off every now and then, for sure. I believe it's called like a weekend, is like the concept. I don't know. I find increasingly that my weekends have more stuff in them than my weekdays because it's when other people have time off, and so there's always a bunch of like trying to make social plans with everyone. Or if there are projects that need more than one person at once, that's when those get done, that kind of thing. Where do you fit the mammoth if you buy it? Where do you, like... Is the idea that we are modular, like a Mr. Potato Head kind of thing? We are sticking all of these things onto our potato? I feel like the mammoth probably just follows us around. They probably just couldn't afford to hire someone who knew how to draw an entire mammoth. It's a very big thing, a mammoth. It's like okay. Nah. I don't want to steal kills from my hunting trophies, I guess. Chances at 57. Should have gone for bait, actually, first, probably. I feel like kind of overbooked yourself this weekend, running a D&D session tonight, got a board game at night tomorrow, and meeting for a project on Sunday. Wait, this is the weekend? Oh. Can't possibly be the weekend already, can it? Goldfish, easily the coolest thing in DLC. You know... I feel like it lets me down a lot, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I wonder if I would like it more if purchasing it upgraded the rarity of all of the other items currently in the store. I don't know. I have no idea. It's fine. I don't dislike it, it just definitely feels like it fails to work a lot of the time. Well, I mean, it works, it just, the thing that it does isn't that good a lot of the time. I could use more health. None of this is health so far. That's kind of health. This is the opposite of health. This is damage. Damage is like health. Oh, fuck. That's what I wanted. Goblet's actually kind of OP. I think we grab Goblet. Is this a Horde Wave? Think about selling a medical gun for Baby with a Beard. I'm hoping with Seashell I'm okay. This is Danger 5 Horde Wave. I don't have piercing. It's like, this might be a bit sketchy. We'll see. Seashell's really strong. I die in 2 hits as well, which isn't great. Wow, Seashell's kind of broken. Alright, here's the horde. Yeah, I mean, it feels like Baby with a Beard would have been nice, but we have done okay. I have 1,300 materials to spend. Wait, Baby with a Beard can't crit, right? Maybe I shouldn't have bought that. I actually just very genuinely would like to have more max HP, and I am not being offered it. This is slowly breaking me. Cape is absolutely not max HP, but has some dodge in it. Really feel the limited creative energy actually playing. Take a year off GMing soon so you can spend some of that energy on other projects you've been delaying. What's my approach for harvesting? Has it seen any change post DLC? No, it's just the same mechanic as before, pretty much. You just take it at the start of the run because it is one of the ways to have more total materials worth of strength at the end of the run. I want to make a list of every way that exists to have more total materials worth of strength at the end of a run. It would be a pretty long list, because you get into like character-specific mechanics and stuff too. Health? Free armor. This character has 50% armor debuff rate. This is health? Technically? Okay. Gonna choose to believe in myself. Simply don't die, please. That's kind of health. No. That's health. Health buffs have just not really existed much. That's health. Simply don't get hit. Forehead. Spreadsheet time? I have already begun the spreadsheet. Boom, 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 boom. Such a nice emote. Just express that you know that you're an idiot by saying something. Forehead is up there with my favorite emotes. It is a valuable thing to be able to communicate on the internet, I think. Yo. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen unique or cursed bloody hand before, rather. That item is unhinged. That is just Does that by itself have 72% damage on it? I think so. I think so. I do have a triangle of power. So that makes it a little bit less strong, for sure. But it's still it's still worth having. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I will be a little stronger than usual at the end of the wave because I'm taking 1 damage per second now, and I lose 2% damage every second from that. So I'll try not to get hit by other things, and I will end up in total at like minus 30% damage compared to where I was last wave. But I think the output at the start of the wave more than justifies that. Is this or a single sickle last run more broken? I mean, I think last run was more broken. Last run I had like 3,000 harvesting as farmer, right? Definitely feeling the damage disappearing on me at the end. Just take 5% damage, whatever. As long as I don't die toward the end of waves. Like, it's not going to be hard for me to just instantly kill the bosses. I don't think so? I don't know. Oh, this one? Okay. No longer have to worry about damage ever. We need the current tater prompt. I feel like if you want to know, you can pay attention to this drink. I don't know. I guess I can put it up on screen. It's just kind of a pain to update over and over again. Maybe I need a way so that Twitch chat can update it. Oh god, no. Yeah, actually. Just like use the like pin a message thing that Twitch has. Just like give me $5 and pin a message for 30 minutes that says what potato it is. Boom. I've solved everyone's problem and become rich in the process. God, what will I do with all of my money? I mean, I don't think any of this matters. Okay. 2 at the same time? Seems unfair. Alright, GG. I have somehow lost my window capture. There you go. That was Doctor. We've reached 21. We've unlocked Saver, Hiker, and Demon. I think notes are mainly Seashell was really strong, and we got a 3 times hunting trophy too. If you can survive cursed enemies, cursed items are very worth. That's the strongest one I've ever seen. Like, just, like, yeah. Because, like, okay. So it's already one of the stronger items in the game, Bloody Hand. I don't think it's the strongest item by any sense of the imagination. I might not even put it in the top tier of a tier list, but it is a very, very strong item. And the thing is, the stats that it is duplicating multiply each other. So it's doubling the damage percent for lifesteal, but it's also doubling the lifesteal that you gain from having it. So it's like a ×4 efficiency item instead of a ×2 efficiency item with Curse. Doctor is our first Danger 5 win. We can note on here that Doctor is done. And we have unlocked Medkit. And then we can try to work out who we want to do next. Generally speaking, these are the ones where I think the item they unlock is really good. Whoa. Don't. I hate cheats. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. When you go into the creator studio on YouTube now and read comments people have like written on your stuff, it used to be that there was a button you could press that would give like a form reply, like thanks so much for your support kind of thing. And that's like fine, whatever. I never pressed it. It feels inhuman and like not great, but whatever. Yesterday, I was going through it and they are now clearly using an LLM to suggest responses to comments you've received. And I think it's trained on me. Like, I think my comments that I can auto click to respond to people are trained on other comments I have written. I think that because it doesn't use capital letters, which is a very distinct part of my writing style that isn't normal. Right? So fucking weird. Slight Black Mirror moment. Can I release it so you can talk to me whenever you want? No. No, I can't. Let's do loud. Let's do loud. Loud unlocks Rip and Tear. Rip and Tear is fine. Let's do it. Also, loud is just kind of fun. Casanova, hello. Caramel Ash, thanks for 34 months. I don't remember where loud is. Oh, it's like toward the start, actually. I do remember. So loud, you can... Loud's entire thing is you get more enemies. And having 50% more enemies very easily makes up for -3 harvesting at the end of the wave. You can play loud with any weapons, and you will be stronger than a regular potato. You just have to not die to the enemies, but, like, again, you are going to be stronger than a regular potato, so you shouldn't. That said, starting with the ghost weapons, you will gain stats for killing the extra enemies, so that's even better. Starting with Thief Dagger, you will gain materials for killing the extra enemies, which I think is even better than that, so. We won't even know it the day they replace you with AI, Jorbs. We are probably under 5 years from me conceptually being able to run a stream with an AI-generated avatar of myself. I sure hope I never do that, but also, I don't know, maybe it would make me lots of money. I don't know, Twitch chat. Can we have a JORBS Brotato PNG tuber on the screen. Here's the deal. I have 3 DLC keys to give away. If you make me fan art of a JORBS Brotato PNG tuber, I will give you a DLC key. Also, you can just do it for fun if you want. It really doesn't have to, like, be incredible art either. Like, this is not intended as a competitive thing in any way. I just have keys that I would like to give away, and it seemed like a fun way to do it. Feel the essence of humanity through the stream. No AI could replace it. The AI would probably actually respond quickly to your chat comments. Like, it would be completely unbelievable. There's no way that's JORBS, you would think to yourself. Also, instead of flaming you for saying stupid shit, it would be like, it would be inappropriate for me to respond to that comment. Is child labor okay? A perfect example of a place where JORBS AI would break. I mean, if your kid wants to do an art project, I support that 100%. How could I not? The AI would never bless us with a 30-minute video of why I hold fruit juice. I think the AI could absolutely make that part of my content. I don't think that part of my content is anything special, and the only reason I make it is that other people won't fucking look it up for themselves. Why won't you just think for a second instead of making me answer the question for you? People know, please. Anyway, another thing JORBS AI probably wouldn't have said. I mentioned JORBS AI would be very, like, kind and neutral. Halfway through the video, it would forget it was talking about fruit juice and start talking about something else. That is actually pretty consistent with me, though. I don't think I've quite, picked up the benefit from these thief daggers yet, so I'm still feeling a little fragile. Sure. Sure. Mm-hmm. Is range super important for melee now? Range is good on thief daggers, because if you put range on thief daggers, they turn into spears, and spears are like some of the strongest weapons in the game. But if you don't put range on thief daggers, they aren't spears. Observe as my thief daggers kill everything because I have taken range for them. I think JORBS AI and I could be best friends. Finally, someone who truly understands me and feels real empathy for me and my life. I don't know, I guess I think of content creation as like I would like to spend time talking about human things with other humans, and that is an important thing for humans to do. And so I do it. And it's like cool that I get to make money so I can live while I do it, but overall that is not the thing I am prioritizing or the thing I think is important about my job. So the idea that I would outsource my job to AI doesn't make any sense to me. Copilot can only talk about benefits to use for JORBS. And it's so fucking weird to ask AI questions about Slay the Spire, because it's all like trained on like Reddit posts that I like was a part of making. So it's like interacting with a garbled trash version of like your own work, kind of, except that they're charging other people for it. I think they should go to jail, but that's fine. Hey, Worst Gamer NA. Maybe LLMs need to learn to prioritize information found on wikis. I mean, I feel like Wikipedia is like a little bit holding out against LLMs still, but we have to come to terms with the fact that like fairly soon we are just not going to have knowledge anymore. I don't think we need to encourage LLMs to train off Wikipedia any faster than they already are. Wikis are famously full of complete and accurate information. No, but like, we're comparing to like a thing that is presenting autocomplete as the truth, so slightly more information than that, I think. Oh god, that's so many spawners. I wonder if Loud is significantly harder on the DLC because there are so many more enemies who get stronger and stronger if you leave them alive. Also, there might be fewer enemies in terms of like things to kill with your thief daggers and ghost weapons. I still haven't looked at the composition of waves. At some point I will have to do that. People mistake these next words are statistically probable if these words are verifiably correct and they understood what I replied. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, good conversation. I want this? Sure, maybe. I don't know. How do I heal? Does anybody know how I heal? Is it picking up consumables? It might be picking up consumables. Do I have a tentacle? I think I have a tentacle, actually. Maybe it's tentacle. 26 HP recovered. Well, I'm not taking that much damage to begin with. Loud's critical point comes later in the run in the Abyss than the Crash Zone because of the snowballing enemies, but it still happens. Loud's critical point. By that you mean like the point where Loud has become invincible, or? Wave 10 really is kind of messed up. Does that have a critical point other than wave 1? That's when you start snowballing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of... I am, I think, more on board with that take. I don't remember a whole lot of times that I have lost a loud run. There's a very loud conversation happening upstairs. I wonder why it's so loud. Sorry, I'm like eavesdropping on things happening elsewhere in my house right now. I feel like it's fine, probably. Noise gate is working hard. I mean, it's a good microphone. It's not going to pick something up from another room, really. Am I not living in a house? I am living in a house. That's exactly what I am living in. I want to buy both Brotato and Against the Storm DLCs. If you would like to make some Brotato PNG tuber fan art for me, I have 3 keys to give away, and I have offered to give them away to anybody who makes silly fan art. So there's a way to get a Brotato DLC key. It's an elite wave. Is that good or bad? Ooh. Okay. Clockwork Wasp is a really cool item. I like it because it makes Farmer even stronger than Farmer already was, and I like Farmer. That's really most of it. There are so many dots and things. Alright, we're good. That elite has not been very difficult for me any of the times I've fought it. I think the way it becomes difficult is if there's other stuff that's problematic for you. There's a little bit of other stuff that was problematic there, but not too much. So this thing is only spawning like 3 Remora. Is that because there are too many enemies on the map already when I kill it? Like usually it spawns like 6, right? I wonder if it's because there are too many enemies on the map to start. Burning support items added surely will not feel bad to play now. Yeah, I wouldn't know. We'll never take one of those a single time in my life. No, I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure they're fine. Order? Got nerfed and now spawns fewer. When? Oh, okay. Was that during the DLC week? I thought earlier today it was spawning more. That's too bad. I feel like that was one of the like most interesting enemies in the game, and now it just doesn't do anything. I always struggle to like nerfs which make the game easier. Oh, it's specifically when killed by melee weapons. Wait, what? Oh, that's just kind of... Why? Hmm. Okay. I feel like melee weapons have less trouble dealing with the libraries than ranged weapons, like, by a long way. So that's just kind of confusing to me. Does anybody remember anything that I need to get still for an unlock that I could do right now? I think I might have done most of it. I could try hitting however many enemies in a single attack. If I got a big swinging weapon, that could happen. I think that'll just happen kind of automatically when I play Pacifist, though. I'm not really worried about it. The game has some balance choices where you question who they listen to. I don't think I have spent much time questioning who the devs listen to. I assume that they make the balance choices they make because that's the vision they have for the game or whatever. That's how they want to make those balance changes. I do have a slight distrust of people who loudly tell game devs that they should change the game in a certain way. Which interfaces interestingly with me being a strategy game streamer who comments on the best ways to play the game and the balance of the games. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Overall balance seems fine to you. I feel like the game's pretty good. Just buying that because it's unique and I don't want to see it in the shop anymore at this point, to be honest. Should I go crown on loud? Why not? It's kind of funny. There's a big difference between observing a balance outlier and using it, talking about it, and such is a balance outlier versus saying that it should be changed. True. And there's a difference between saying it, like, in your own space versus saying it, like, on a community forum or in the reviews of the game or whatever. Although I'm not sure exactly what that difference is sometimes with content creation in particular. There's a lot of people who are part of the community forums and stuff will also watch my stream, so it's like kind of the same audience, but in a little echo chamber instead of in a public space. Anyway, I don't know, I just don't think that you should tell game devs that they have to change a game a certain way. A big thing I find people struggle with is understanding that their experience with the game is different from other people's experience of the game, and so Just because you might find that like SMGs are super strong or whatever doesn't mean that other people know what you know about SMGs. So like even if it's true that you've worked out a way to make SMGs really strong, that doesn't mean that like the general game playing population are all doing that. And if they aren't doing it and then you nerf SMGs, even though you were like in quotation marks right, the end result of what you're doing is just making SMGs unusable to a whole bunch of people. Hey Sergeant Beatstick, how's it going? This feels like a wave that could be really bad for Loud if you weren't, you know, whatever the fuck I am right now. God? I don't, something like that. A small divinity. MOBAs seem to have that issue sometimes when pros are cracked with the character, but it's super hard to play. Yes, they do. Absolutely. Like, a lot of the most complex characters to play in League of Legends have just never been balanced in a way where they succeed when played by the general public. But they have to be balanced that way because if you put them in the hands of a professional League of Legends player, you don't want that professional League of Legends player to absolutely like dominate every game that they ever play the character for. That's a thing. I'm just kind of buying everything that says unique on it so I don't get it in the shop anymore. I don't know if that's right, but also what else am I gonna do with my money? Buy more mice. Mostly. You for one welcome our new potato overlords. What's your favorite type of potato, Twitch chat? Save 10,000 materials with piggy bank for no reason. Sounds like a good time. I sure don't take damage anymore. Like, I feel like I used to try to dodge the enemy attacks a bit more than I am now. Probably indicative of the state of the run that I am reading chat during this week. Palms Anna IRL. What is Palms Anna? I don't know what that is. Is it good? Is it real? Is your name Anna? Do you know someone else whose name is Anna? I don't really want to buy coupon. I want like 2 mice with this double thing. Gentle aliens? Sure. That's fine. Goblet should heal a lot, although I would have to have health missing for that to be the case. So maybe it won't actually. I finally found Black Flag. Sure, whatever. Classic French dish of sliced layered potatoes cooked in a very large amount of melted butter. Oh, I've never had that. Are we talking species potato or potato dish? I'm down for answers which incorporate either. Baby greds are tasty, roasted with light oil and salt. Oh, I really want to eat potatoes now. I should not have started this conversation. I wonder, what is the best delivery potato? Is it, tater tots? I have heard people say they think it's tater tots. I'm not sure if I agree, though. In what other games can we debate about how we would cook and eat the protagonist? All? Maybe? I have a cursed diploma. Ooh, I could also get a regular diploma. Pay like 60,000 for the first one and then go back for one that actually gets me a job. Which Spire character would taste the best? Shawwork? Maybe? Worked in a co-op, a coop job, a co-op job. Classifying potatoes for 8 months in a lab. What a time that was. I'm trying to imagine what the day-to-day is. At the end, were you finished, or are there still people out there whose job it is to spend months in a lab classifying potatoes? Like, how many hours of human creativity are required for us to complete this project? Is it like sequencing the genome? Dono is an enemy, not a character. That's very judgmental of you. I'm gonna take Sunken Bell, and then it will never be able to proc. I got all the gentle aliens. I don't think I got all the mice, though. What should we buy this wave? What about one of those? Ooh, Cursed Mirror? That would have been good. Oh well. Wait, I think I actually got the explosion there. My, boss damage is not very good. GG! I have unlocked Rip and Tear. I have one with Loud. 2 characters down. 59 to go or something? Is that right? There are so many characters. Thief Dagger, Snowball, Normal. Added another Charger Elite. All the elites are new. There are lots of new Charger Elites. And also new other elites. Next, let's do... I think we can just play Farmer now. Like, I already won with Farmer on Not Danger 5, but I would also like to win with Farmer on Danger 5, and I don't think my item pool really gets stronger for a Farmer run. Let me look at it again. Anvil? I could get Anvil. That would help Farmer. Oh, actually, Renegade for Fairy is probably good. Fairy is a very good item. There's also Streamer I can play. Okay, never mind. We'll go Renegade and then Streamer probably. Have I not? I haven't unlocked Renegade yet. Okay. Let's go Streamer then. Streamer is a tricky character with a lot of text. However, ultimately, what this says is you win the run. So that's the tricky thing to understand. It's just like most of the text is green, basically. I think is mostly how it works. A big reason for doing streamer early on is we unlock community support, which is one of the strongest items in the game. And we get +2 armor for every 1 structure we have. And structures show up in shops, but you can't unlock any new structures with your unlocks. So before you have a bunch of unlocks, you have a higher density. Oh, I forgot I meant to stand still. You have a higher density of structures in your shops before you unlock a bunch of other stuff. So we can get tons and tons and tons of armor that way. Streamer also starts with SMG, as we can see. Usually how I play it is I buy a second SMG, and then I stand still for the next 2 waves, pretty much, and then I'm rich and I win. I can't stand still against those enemies even with 2 SMGs, apparently. I thought I could. I thought it had worked on my other Danger 5 run. Guess I'm wrong. Still fine. Basically, we eventually reach a point. Oh, Piggy Bank's like incredible on this character. We eventually reach a point where we're just spending twice as many materials as other characters would be per wave. The devs changed the game to spite my strat. Maybe. I can't decide if the enemies are harder to stand still against in the DLC, or if I'm just not used to them. This one ranged damage. Could really use the 3rd SMG at this point. One more roll. One more roll. Shit. Alright, I think I have to stop rolling. Kind of a bad start. And this character is like very snowbally, so getting a bad start is hurtful. 8% damage, take another SMG. I would buy another. Nice. Okay, okay. Now I feel pretty good. I think damage percent's really good on Streamer because you have this mechanic where every 50 materials is reducing your damage by 1%. When your damage percent is below like 0 or in the vicinity of 0, getting more damage percent's a lot better than when your damage percent is like 100. Over Brotato, stay for the tunes. Glad you're enjoying the music. There's a radio station queued off Royal Otis, who I saw live on Monday, and they were really good. So I've been on a little Royal Otis kick. It would be nice to have more damage than I have. Gosh, that would be nice. Because these just kind of don't die. JORBS Monarch Historic. Look. Look. It's spelled with an E, for what it's worth. Royale. I don't know why. It's making me work for it a little bit. Cyberball's fine. Just more damage percent is okay. This is pretty good. Sharp bullet's fine. Are lobsters the natural enemies of streamers? I once dressed my cat as a lobster. Zephyr might be my natural enemy, actually. Sometimes it's time to play the video games and talk, but he yowls at me. He's asleep in his bed right now. I know a lot of you were instantly curious about Zephyr's life. Alright. Alright. We have reached a point where we are just making way more materials than another run would be. So from here we just kind of win. We want to spend a reasonable but not ludicrous amount of materials each wave. It's like make sure we keep getting stronger. And then with our passive and our piggy bank, we will make a huge amount more money every wave. Eugene, thanks for 44 months. Appreciate it. I do need to be able to, like, kill stuff until the wave is over. So I'm gonna turn my passive off here. Judging, like, can I keep farming materials, or will it make me too weak for the rest of the wave is just one of the things you can pick up with this character. There's also, like, I think part of it that helps a lot is knowing that I don't need more than this wave. Like, this is fine. I don't need to risk dying in order to get even more. A turret. Is that my first structure? I might have rolled past a structure. I haven't been, like, consciously thinking about how I want to be buying structures. Hopefully not. You're thinking today is the day you start marathoning my tabletop simulator Frosthaven. Enjoy! There's what, like 15 episodes uploaded or something? Sometime soon is going to have to be the day that I continue recording that, because I do not have as much backlog as I once did. And episodes will take all weekend. Sounds believable. It's a good series. Thank you. Oh my god, so rich. Does anybody else salivate when they have 1200 materials? Or is that just a me thing? Kind of spending down to 500 here, maybe? Extra range doesn't hurt. I don't think I need 25% damage against bosses and elites. I'm fine without that. Padding a waiting room. Padding is not unlocked. Yo. I guess I was wrong about whether I could do that or not. Fascinating. Alright. It is a weird character. I am just going to write in here real quick dead to double bait purchase that I couldn't actually get away with. And then I'm going to play again. We can just move on from that. How do I feel the designers did with Frosthaven? So I haven't played much Gloomhaven, but Frosthaven's really good. I got kind of a bad start. This one will be better. The characters and scenarios in Frosthaven are much more interesting, for better and for worse. It does feel like everything's very unique. What else lose unlocks after downloading the DLC? No. But I also deliberately deleted them. Have you disabled your mods? Were you playing on the beta branch? You had Hunter and Cyborg unlocked, another gone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You looked away, what happened? I bought 2 bait and then found out that I couldn't do that. Welcome to living on the edge with JORBS. Danger 5 streamers being hard for you so far? It's not too bad. We will get it this run. I just got greedy. I delved too deep in those mines. You can take a ghost scepter. I am just not going to do that instead. You like the unsafe Maverick way that I play Brotato? That's me. A Maverick. Like Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Diablo 4 just got a... So D4 here is not referring to Diablo. Lovely though Diablo is, I'm sure. I tried playing Diablo 4 not that long ago, and I got up to late game in like a day, and then there wasn't like anything else left, and I was really confused. Like, I just didn't... Like, I already had the best items. Like, it was possible to get the best items, but with more stats than the ones I had, but like, in terms of like my build continuing to evolve and me unlocking meaningful power that I didn't have yet, it was just like, no. You have played the character for like, I don't know, 16 hours, and this is now the build that you have for the rest of all time. I'm considering trying Path of Exile 2. I'm not a huge ARPG guy. Honestly, like, Brotato's the ARPG for me, I guess. Whoa, why was that so fast? You've recently started getting into wine. I seem like a wine expert. What's my favorite? I seem like a wine expert? What about me? Seems like I'm a wine expert. Lately I have been enjoying... There's a white wine from Mount Etna that I really like. It's very salty. What else? I don't know. I'm like a Chianti or Riesling kind of guy. I do not actually have that much knowledge about wine. Enough to enjoy drinking it casually. Your love for PoE has been rekindled by listening to the two game directors talk about games recently. Believable? Yeah, I mean, the people who make PoE absolutely like games. That is... This is a non-arguable point, I think. I don't dislike wine. I think Pacific Northwest is much more of a beer vibe than a wine vibe, for what it's worth. But I turned 21 in Italy, so I have certainly drank wine in my day. Ow. There's a month and a half left until Stormlight 5. How am I doing on my reread? I am not rereading them. I remember the stuff, for the most part. I think it was Frascati wine, the first wine I drank. It was like a €2 bottle of white wine. Quite sweet. And I have never found it in the US. It's like it's a region near Rome in Italy, and it's not known for having good wines, so I don't think they like bother exporting it. But the closest that I have found to it in the US is Riesling, and I think Riesling is just like the better version of it. Yeah, so like a lot of the words people are saying about wine now, like I don't know what they are. So that's what I have as input for you into like my ability to hold a conversation about wine, I guess. Found a baby with a beard. It's probably good. Wandering Bot is 2 armor. What is up with my eyes? Holy shit. Is that normal? Yo, it just misses you. You can just stand still. Oh my god, they all just miss you. Oh, this game is actually so easy. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, there's another 30 seconds of the wave. I should maybe be a little bit more careful. The only way to win. Yeah. Do some damage %. They actually do all just miss you, like, it's kind of wild. This is the opposite of damage %, but I will buy it anyway. This is also the opposite of damage %. Alright, this time I'm not buying multiple baits. We'll just take the one. And maybe we go down to less than 600 health or something, I don't know. 600 materials, rather. Should be fine. If I wasn't a streamer, what kind of job would I have? Well, I was playing poker professionally for a long time. So maybe something that dovetailed off that. I wanted to be a university professor while I was in university, but then I started playing poker because it made me more money than being a university professor and didn't require 10 more years of work to achieve. I like spreadsheets. I like data. Like data science is definitely a thing I could do. I like teaching. Teaching is definitely a thing I could do. If I ever stop streaming, I will probably need like a while to work out what I want to do next, because there's a lot of stuff that interests me. Obviously there's game development too. I think there are plenty of people who make games who would be happy to make a game with me. I think 9% speed. Your speed is capped at its current value of -24. Is that good? Alright, double wings kind of feels like it just wins the entire game. Because now I'm always going to have speed. Oh my god, I did not have my hand on the controller. Okay. Have I ever thought about getting into agrarian sustainability and equity? I did a political campaign for stuff related to that when I lived in LA, and it was not for me. There is too much loud emotion in politics and too much manipulation, and I don't like either of those things. But yeah, it's like, my experience of what I saw was there were a lot of people yelling about things, and there are a lot of people trying to manipulate the people who were yelling about things, and I was like, holy shit, this seems like the least enjoyable possible way to spend my life. So. Lightning wave. What I mean, manipulation. Like lying about stuff in city halls and stuff. People work out what the thing that is most advantageous for them to say is, and then say that, and like there's no adherence to truth or allegiance to truth involved in it. I think I'm doing this. Every enemy looks so different with their new models. They're different enemies. They aren't the same enemy. They're different enemies. That is why they look different. Just you, or did misinformation get much worse after COVID? I think the levers via which misinformation has been getting worse have been like mass media, social media, AI. That kind of stuff. But I do think that, like, it has seemed to me like, I guess, like, the percentage of channels via which people get information that are, like, telling something that is meant to be the truth is lower. Like, if you're getting your information on social media, the people you're getting your information from are likely not actually even trying to tell the truth. Depending on, like, who they are. I'm not saying everyone on social media is like that, but it used to be that information was coming people who were at least attempting to tell the truth, I feel like. Maybe that's not even true. I don't know. I've heard people say that there's like an acceleration of eccentric thought as well, because it used to be that if someone had a like absolutely ludicrous idea, they would just have it on their own at their house, and then nobody else would have to have it. But now people can have a ridiculous idea and then get online and post it on social media, and other people who are susceptible to ridiculous ideas can, like, retweet it. So there is a mechanism for things which are untrue to spread very rapidly if they are emotionally appealing. Which didn't used to exist. Ideas which were untrue and emotionally appealing could still spread, but they couldn't do it on social media because social media wasn't there. What's this minigun doing? It's doing like about as much as an SMG. That's kind of what I expected. This is Twitch Jorbs' way of saying that YouTube Jorbs is lying to you. I try pretty hard not to lie to people. There's a thing going on in content creation now where people watch algorithmically recommended content instead of content that they have chosen for themselves as well. Like they have a For You tab on YouTube which they're watching stuff from, or they're scrolling the TikTok algorithm. And there are a couple of things it does which are bad. One thing is it makes it really hard for creators to like make an income because creators cannot successfully like gain a follower anymore. I mean, they still can, but what gaining a follower achieves is much lower than it used to be. Because people just aren't watching the channels that they follow as much. So somebody following your channel, like, sure, but if only like 40% of their time watching content is channels that they follow, it doesn't mean quite as much anymore. Another thing that it does, I think I want that, probably. Another thing that it does is it doesn't mean that people are holding the people who create the content they watch accountable for anything anymore. Like, if the content you watch is from someone you don't even know, like you may not even know which account is posting it, then how are you going to hold them accountable for whether they're lying to you or not? If somebody who watches my channel sees me lie, like, they can, I don't know, get on Reddit and talk about me and the fact that I lie, and they can tell their friends that I lie, and they can stop watching my content because they know that content is from me when they choose what to watch, and are going to choose not to watch my content. But if you're just, like, watching stuff in a For You tab, you may not even realize that, like, an account that you're being served content from has lied to you before. If you see an account lying to you, you're not necessarily going to, like, care. The discoverability of content is not necessarily based on an account starting with lots of followers, and so if somebody is caught lying, they may be able to just make a new account and make the same stuff they were before, and, like, get that account going pretty quickly. I don't know how true that one is. I think it is overall bad, though. That's my hot take. How's the DLC? It's pretty good. If you want to know about what's new in it, there's a link to a spreadsheet in the title. And that talks through stuff like what curses. JC Denton, thanks for the year. Appreciate it. There's a For You tab on YouTube. There is. Where someone would follow and see you constantly now, they just try to give similar rather than the thing you know you like. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite uncomfortable to me because, one of the things I do in my content is talk about how Many people, like, who do similar things to me are shit human beings. So I don't really want people who watch the stuff I make to be recommended to those people. Feels like I have not really snowballed as much as I sometimes have on this character. Probably some damage percent would help a lot. Alright, I found a bunch of damage percent. Maybe that helps. Krasbas, there are, like, women here with us. I don't without, like, getting super into everything, it feels like you're operating on the assumption that you are surrounded by men. And that isn't true. Carpenter has not done very well for me this run. I suspect I win. I kind of want the shackles. It doesn't matter if I cap my speed at like 5 or whatever. I think if you buy shackles, you get the speed increase before you lose the ability for it to increase as well. Yeah, so it caps at 11 instead of 4, even though I bought it while I had 4 speed. What happened to all of my plus damage? Well, it goes down as I gain materials, so... A weird thing that's going on with talking about young people right now that I have seen is talking about like young men becoming conservative. But then if you actually look at like polls, there is a larger delta between young men and young women than there used to be, but it's because young women have gotten more liberal. I mean, have they gotten more liberal, or is the Republican candidate Donald Trump? I mean, you know. But young men actually, like, support, like, the Democratic Party in the US more than the Conservative Party. I find that weird. Krasvaz, I'm going to ban you from the channel. I guess you and I are not people who would get along. having a weird interaction. Okay. Ooh, plus 50% damage. It's kind of a lot. You're welcome, Yukabako. You don't need to dogpile. Person is gone. You didn't really get going this run. I will still win. Didn't really get going though. I've had much stronger streamer runs. A lot of it's about your start. Like, maybe I have to be more careful about exactly which items I'm purchasing at the start of the run. But now I get to spend all of my money, which takes care of all of my debuff. And once I'm playing with no debuff, it just becomes kind of easy to win. Cool. I only ever bought 18% damage. That's, like, maybe why. Maybe, like, 20% damage? I guess I just bought a Ricochet, which is minus 25%. That is contributing. GG! Bit iffy, but got there. Okay. Maybe I meant to buy more damage percent early? Question mark? Well, I try again, you'd like to see a snowball run. I have so many characters to play. So now I mean, great. I want to get through all of them. I am sure that I will play streamer again in my life, though. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick before we get into the next run. I will be right back.